interesting table which to do with Abu Mazen and Amalek and Arafat and Amalek, Philistines. Very, very important teaching. As many people ask question, what Bible code, Torah code can help us? They can help us a lot. Unfortunately, because we don't really look at them as we should look. So maybe this was in the Messiah time, we'll see exactly what the Torah is, because this is part of the discoveries will come in Messiah time, that all the letters of the Torah will be revealed in different permutations, and Gematias indicated to us that all these 6 years, everything which happened was in the Torah. But it's pity that now we don't look at it properly. Look like we have more important things to do. So let us see now what those tables have to teach us. The first thing, this is in Hebrew. I did it a long time ago. Very simple, few words. All of them appears in the book A, Deuteronomy, in one chapter, 9, and in one from 4, verse 4 till 8. In 4 verses, what you have here. Unbelievable. As I told you many times that it's not necessary to ask statistics, because people always say, leave statistics. Well, people who have really common sense will see immediately it's far away from being coincidence. So what we have here? We have here Hitler. By the way, second minimal in the book of Deuteronomy. This is self. Always I mention that the programs that I'm using is Dr. Rothenberg, a scientist who came from Russia, and like Professor Rips, who came from Russia, Professor Rips showed him this phenomena. I was looking at it properly, and then became Orthodox Jews, wrote also a book about the court's only truth, and he said clearly, most important is when your minimals or good meetings and good meetings. This is most important because statistics you can play, like this great professor, his name very famous, McKay, tried in the beginning to fight against the cause and to say that war and peace, Moby Dick also have cause. So clearly we showed with Professor Amalek, Professor Rips in our book, Torah code Glimpse into the Internet. One can get it definitely in Amazon, Kindle. So clearly shows that what he found was not the right letters of the verse. Hashmonai was missing 2 letters. Hanukkah was, which makes everything statistics all this meaningless. But some meaning. But if you don't have the right verse, it's nothing, because all the idea of Hanukkah is Hanukkah Fei with the Vav. Chol Hashmonai is with the Aleph and the Vav. Okay, so what you have here, and as I said, only if somebody will look at it properly, you see immediately how far it is from being coincidence. So we speak about 4 verses in one book, Deuteronomy, which according to the Vilna Gaon is according to our millennia. Yeah, you should know every book for the 5 books of this are according to the millennia. So what we have here? Hitler, second one. Arafat, minimal is all Torah, letter after letter. Arafat. Unbelievable. So think to yourself, they are very good friends, because we know that he likes very much campaign, Mein Kampf and so on. Especially the Hussein is the first one. Those who joined the Nazis to destroy, to kill, to exterminate Jews. These were the Palestinians at that time. It is known story that they joined the Nazis together to destroy, to butcher, to kill Jews, murder Jews. So here you have Arafat, letter after letter, with Hitler. Now, let us carry more into this place, which is much more. What more you have here? You have your Philistine. Every 8 letters. Now, because the table is very concerned, you cannot see all of them, but you have here, let us see the letters now You have the P of Arafat, Lamed of Hitler, Shin, Taf Yud Mem, Palestine, Plishtim, unbelievable. Every 8 letters, minimum the Torah, Plishtim. Besides Plishtim, when you have the story of Plishtim, the think about skips. So here you have Arafat, Hitler, Palestine, and as we said, it is known that the Philistines, Al-Husseini, all these were working together with Hitler. Yeah, they like very much my book, the book Mein Kampf. Yeah, what war we have here, Amalek, all this belongs to the Amalek. But the frightening location is of those verses. The wickedness of Goyim, all enemies of Israel, anti-Semites and so on, came, מאמרים אתם Hashem, because you're rebelling against God. Iktsavtem et Hashem, you made God angry because you not keep the Torah. So this is why Hitler, Arafat came and the Philistines להשמיד אתכם, to exterminate you. Unbelievable. So people ask, what cause can help us? What do we learn from here? What do we learn from here? That if we transgress the Torah, rebelling against God, made him angry, then you have Hitler, you have Philistines, then you have Arafat, and you have Abu Mazen. Just let us see who is Abu Mazen, from where he comes. So look, this is, in fact, there is another also skip which Dr. Rothenberg did. He showed the best meeting in the Torah, because Amalek, minimal, it comes exactly in the verse, Zachor, and Abu Mazen. Abu Mazen, by the way, the Gematria of Abu Mazen with the word is Hamas. And what is Hamas also? Hamas is had some to do with the Hebrew English of Samael. So here what Professor Alik found out, what is a statistic, and what are the chances that Amalek and Abu Mazen can come together. Definitely don't mistake, because the first it comes together, and even the letter Mem is the Mem of Abu Mazen. What you need more than this? Yeah, Abu Mazen once in the Torah. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. This comes also in one book, also interesting, the book of Deuteronomy, and in few chapters, right? Yeah, 22, 28. But statistically, is 5 to 10,000. So these are the chances that Amalek and Abu Mazen will come together. This is my finding. And as I said, you don't need statistics for this, because you know who is Amalek, you know who is Abu Mazen, and you know exactly what he wants. He clearly they want to wipe out Israel, they want to chase them away from Israel because they claim their land is theirs, because they don't believe in the Torah. Definitely, if you don't believe in the Torah, so the leftists in Israel also agree. They don't believe in the Torah. So let us see more interesting table. And this is what we are going to read today. Those who are going to shul today, go to synagogue today, so they will hear when the Torah is read, Vayavo Amalek vayilachem im Israel. This is the last verses in this portion, Beshalach. Amalek came and fought with Israel. Yeah, and then what is written before, and this our rabbis point out. Before is a story, the place was named Masan Meriva, because the Israelites quarreled, Meriva is called, and because they tried God, saying, is God present among us or not? Then came Amalek to tell them that God is there, yeah? In fact, the place Refidim, in Hebrew, Refidim is loose hands. And our rabbis tell us also, Amalek came because Israel will lose hands. Another place is written Amalek came because desecrating the Sabbath, because when Jews desecrate the Sabbath in the desert, immediately is written Amalek came to fight with Israel. By the way, it's a very interesting verse. You have in this verse, which is in Exodus 70, chapter, verse 9, you have 6 words. Yeah? Why 6? I should read my book. What 6 is? 6 is in negative and positive. And positive is a sphere of Joseph. The opposite is a secular, the mundane, the opposite. Yeah? So I wrote a book, Secret of number 6, and this you can get in Kindle, Amazon. Yeah, you see, this number 6 is not simple. And we know quite well that in the Torah there are a lot of messages in the number of verses. Like Bereshit bara Elokim 7 verse and 28 letters. I wrote a whole thing about it in the internet. So this appears in Exodus 79, 6 verse. And how many letters? Huh? You can't. You see there are 26 letters, the name of God. But this is exactly the war of Amalek is against God. And this is the last verse in our portion that if you go to the shul, synagogue, you will hear the last word in Milchama Hashem Amalek, V'dor dor, war to God with Amalekite, every generation, also up till today. You have Arafat, you have Abu Mazen, you have Iran, Amani, Aman of today. So, amazing. So let us see some more. So there's another table which Professor Amalek did. Abu Mazen, Amalek, but he had some more interesting words. Dog and Aoyeb, very minimal. Aoyeb. Also statistic maybe not so high like before, because we have the dog coming back smaller, so it's still 9.4 to 1,000. Still, but what is amazing, why the dog? Why not the other one? So because exactly this Medrash tells us that when Jews ask the question, is God with us or not? So the Medrash says it is a proverb, it is like a story when father takes his small boy, yeah, on his shoulder, takes his son on his shoulder, and then suddenly the son asks him, Daddy, no, he asked somebody, so he asked somebody on the seat, do you know, where is my daddy? So he said, what is it? You are sitting on his back. Says the Medrash, this is exactly when Jews ask the question, yeah? No, in fact, the story is carrying on, that it was a dog which came and barked, and this dog, the frightened, made the boy very frightened, and he said, Daddy, Daddy, help me, there is a dog here. So said the father, oh, there is a dog, your father is here. So the Medrash brings this story, he says it's exactly the same thing with Jews, you know. Normally that's question, but when troubles comes, where is God? Where is God? But they forget that God comes only when you keep the Sabbath, the Torah, and so on. It is interesting why dog is example, because a dog, our Rabbi Stella is very interesting, that he have really two main characteristic, difficult to say, but he is full of lust. Yeah, lust, I want to eat all the time, lust. And the other side, always he goes in front. Yeah, always when he goes with his master in front. So it means like he had pride and lust together. Yeah, like we have today something like this, Misada Gava, those parade, So it is they were together, pride and lust together. So the God, it is interesting, the Caleb is kind of creature which repents these still evil forces, that you mentioned many times, the Sam and the Lilith, right? So this is why, and Amalek is such very cruel nation which have these two things, right? This Amalek have two parts in his name, Am and Lak, leak, like licking the blood. And so amazing. So always the dog is a symbol of Amalek with Abu Mazen, the enemy. Then you have interesting Gematria, which clearly we see that keeping the Shabbos is against the war of Amalek, because as we mentioned, the first time the Amalekite came to attack Israel was because it desecrated the Shabbos. What you have here in this table, beside dog and enemy, you have anger and wrath. Clearly, we wrote really a lot, almost all magazine, about anger and wrath, which appears in the Holocaust. Almost all troubles the Jews had because of transgressing the Torah comes the expression, Bechamato, Be'apo Chamato, Holocaust, Hitler, everything. Interesting. So this also, because for Jews are transgressing the Torah, as we saw in all these verses, is also, yeah. And this is why they want to destroy you, to kill you, nisachtem, and you will be uprooted from your land, like it was in Katif. So everything can, because it's also, these are the, so as I said, there are few tables, and really, if Jews will take it seriously, and will realize that Hitler and Arafat, Amalekites, yeah, the wickedness of this come because you made God angry, because you rebelled him, then the situation will be different. But what we can do, carrying on desecrating the Shabbos, maybe make God very cross. No? So this is what happens. Then come Amalek, Abu Mazen, then come Arafat. Yeah, unbelievable. So what we can do tshuva. So this is really a question, an answer to a question. Many people ask, what do you make tables every time? If I make to show what the Torah tells you, the Torah explains you why there is a Holocaust. The Torah explains you about the Hitler. The Torah explains why there is Arafat. The Torah explains to you many, many things about the happening in the world. But people, unfortunately, have more important things to do. Then they ask questions like today, where is God? Where is God? Oh, no. Where is God? Where are you? Where is the Torah? Did you go in the ways of the Torah? So interesting and very significant tables. Really, this one. Yeah, Zachor al tishkach. Remember, don't forget. Amalekite, all these enemies and why they came? Because you don't keep the Torah. So interesting and important, very, very important tables. And exactly this Sabbath, we have the story that Amalek came to fight with Israel because they were losing keeping the mitzvot, because they had question, is God with us or not? Yeah. And they were very losing mitzvot. So let us hope that this Sabbath of song, this, from one side you have this black story in black yard about terrible thing which happened with Amalek fighting with Israel. On the side we have song, as Yashir, this wonderful song that all Jewish children of Israel sang together with Moshe. Light and darkness is in Kabbalistic book that the Gimatiyas in American Valley of Israel is dark and night, or Choshech. But Israel is not natural people, not good with nature. Others the up, shining the world like stars, or if not, definitely they are trodden by the goyim, like sand, people going with sand. So interesting and important, and this is very important Shabbos. We did another interesting YouTube about Shabbat of song. But Mana said, what we can do here also in this portion of the week, the story of Amalek, which came because of Jews not keeping the Torah, transgressing the Torah. So let us really realize that we are now in very important year, after the sabbatical time of Messiah, and it's also an idea of labor pain of Messiah, right? Troubles and sufferings before Messiah. So important to have good Shabbos, and let us really keep the Torah, keep the Shabbos, and then we have Messiah, happiness and joy will come to Israel and to the whole world.